morning, everybody. What's up, people? How you doing? You're watching This Morning. I'm Chayla Mendez, your host, and today this beautiful young lady here with me. Her name is Temba, and it's all about doing things differently today. She is representing a recent movement that started this year, and it's called Do Something Different, and pretty much it's youth helping out youth. But she is our expert here, and she's gonna tell us all about Do Something Different.
Hi, Chila. Well, Do Something Different is really just a group of young people who came together because we saw the need of other young people. We want to collect as much stationery possible by this year, June, so we can repackage it and we can distribute it to the less fortunate students on island. So when we talk about stationery, we mean pens, pencils, geometry sets. They're kind of expensive, but people need them. Scientific calculators, whether new or used, just must be in mint condition. Even your school bags, we plan on collecting school bags and revamping them. And notebooks, textbooks, exercise books.
Good. Actually, I did see the recent call for textbooks as well too. So when you said stationery, I'm happy you're breaking it down. So St. Lucia, you realize how broad this really goes. Now, what's impressive is that a group of young ladies, are really the founding members. So if you can tell us about, your group so far.
Well, it's all of us are friends. We all met a while back, but we have the same passion and the same desire to see us young people grow and to thrive. So it's Raquel, Annika, and Steffi. Well, Raquel John, Miss Pageant Queen, Annika Thompson, and Steffi De Freitas and I, of course. And we just came together. We thought that we could do something and we could do something different, hence the name. So give a little, help a lot. That's kind of our motto. The little donation that everybody gives is going to come together to make a big donation.
Now with it, let us know when exactly you guys kicked off this initiative.
We started January 10th. We wanted to start off the new year 2017 with something big or something different, something positive. So we started in January and we're going until, well, we don't have a stop date, but we're going collecting items until June.
Okay, perfect. So St. Lucia, you guys are getting the inside scoop, and what I'm really impressed in, 'cause what caught my attention again is that it's youth again, it's young people. Not that I'm old, I just want to add that there, but it's a really great initiative. And I always say, even when it comes to education, there's still too many people who don't have access to having education. Too many St. Lucians right now who still cannot read and write. So if we can help out the little bit that we can do just so much. Now, I know as things unfold, you're going to be doing more. What other sort of events or activities do you all plan and other initiatives to, of course, help out and, really have that outreach program going?
Well, soon we have a little surprise coming. I don't want to talk about it too much, but we definitely have a lot of our Instagram online stores, can I call it, coming together with us to partner to encourage people to donate. So that's the first things first. And then we have a fundraising event coming pretty soon, so there should be more details about that. So right now we partnered with Wavemaker, James, thank you so much, and Jesse, Summer Jewels, Stillings Boutique, Dynamic Inc., all the young entrepreneurs on Instagram we could possibly find to come together to make this initiative big.
All right, fantastic. So, St. Lucia, you can be part of it too. Let them know how they can be in contact and, of course, follow you all.
Well, our Instagram, our Facebook, our Gmail, it's all at DSDSLU, DSD, of course, standing for Do Something Different. So you can find us there. Quick, timely responses, we promise. So, yeah, just contact us.
Great. And you know what? If you had to let St. Lucia know just one thing or one reason, anybody watching out there, youth or not, why they should join this initiative and just be part of it, let them know what they should do.
I would have to say it because we can only grow together. We can only thrive together. You don't lack or lose anything from helping somebody or from lifting somebody up. We grow by lifting each other. So if for no other reason, for that reason.
All right. Well, you know what? Absolutely love it, St. Lucia. Each one help one. That's what it's all about. So let's help change the future, because the generations coming up is the ones that's going to be the future leaders of tomorrow, and they need that opportunity. So make sure you get on board and do something different. Thank you so much for being here with
Thank
us
you
as
for
well,
having
Temba.
me.
And we're going to keep following you. So please, you guys need to keep us posted with everything up and coming so that we can keep St. Lucia in the loop too, okay?
Definitely. Thank
All
you.
right. We'll see you soon. In three, two, one. Pleasant good morning to everybody. St. Lucia, thank you again for joining us. Everybody who is part of the This Morning family, thank you as well for being here with us. We have Mr. Robert Lee here, and today we're going to reflect and celebrate Sir Derek. And again, I'm here with somebody who is definitely capable and able to enlighten us more on Sir Derek's works. And I know Mr. Lee is thrilled to be here with us too. So how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. And I want to say morning to you and to your viewers on your early morning program. Thank you for having me on this morning.
Great. Well, it's definitely my pleasure. And just, quickly, just your encounters with Sir Derek. What would you like to leave St. Lucia to reflect on about him?
Well, I was fortunate to know Derek for many years. I'd always known him since I was a child growing up. The Walcott family teacher, Alex Roddy Walcott, the Arts Guild, one knew of these things. I came from school, went to work at Royal Bank, met MacDonald Dixon, whom I regard as my mentor. And I wasn't even writing much then in those years. But through Dixon, I got into the Arts Guild, got to meet Roddy. And so the Walcott family, the Arts Guild with all the Walcott people, as it were, Arthur Jacobs is, Sixtus Charles is, the actors, the writers, Garth Santoma. Again, through the eye of Walcott, I got to meet and know these people. And eventually with people like Dixon, Kendall, Hippolyte, myself, Jane King, we began to add ourselves to them, as it were, through our own work. So the first time I actually met Derek was in Barbados, actually. I was a student at Cave Hill. I was working at CBC Studios in the newsroom, a holiday job. And he was there with his play Tisha, and he came to CBC Studios to film a video version of Tisha.
Okay.
I actually went up to him. He was with Andre Tanga, the famous Trinidadian musician. Went to him and said, I'm so and so. He said, who's your father? Usual St. Lucians. Who's your father? Who's your mother? First time I met him, I still have the autograph he gave me then. From since that time, we've been friends, acquaintances. We always, meet each other. Been to his home. I learned from Derek how to write about St. Lucia, how to write about the Caribbean, how to write in terms of finding the right images to describe what I want to say, precision of language. He told us once in a class years ago with Kendall J, a number of us, write what you see. What he meant by that was, be true to what you're writing. You're writing about a garden scene, describe exactly what you see. Writing about an emotion, a relationship, write exactly what you're feeling. If you get that right, everything else will follow. The meaning. So when your reader picks it up, say, hey man, this guy got it right. And out of that, all other connections will happen for the reader as the reader begins to add their own experience to what you as the writer is describing. I learned from Derek Walker metaphor, image, and certainly, as I've said often, how to see St. Lucia. I drive around this country and I look at the mangoes, I look at the mango blossoms, look at the calabash, look at the sea and the waves, and I know Derek has written about this before. And I see my country through his eyes in many ways as a poet, because as a poet, you're always writing, you drive and walk around, you're always seeing things, getting ideas for writing. And I have been able to see my country more clearly because of Derek Walcott. I read a poem like the one I read. I would go to New York or wherever. You walk around and say, hey man, he's talking about, carven lands or whatever. The guy got it right, So I learned from him about writing, his plays, his essays, his reviews. And as I was saying, I was fortunate to have a personal friendship with him. Interviewed him several times myself, opposite sides of where we are now. And so I got to understand. He was not a kind of huggy man. Mm-hmm. He was gruff, bluff. He'd enter a room, he'd say, maybe just nod a finger at you and that's it. But he has a respect for us who are writers here. Kendall, Jane, myself, Dixon, he always brought us around him. He wouldn't comment much on our work. Every now and then he'd say something, and he's been reading what you're doing, In 1993, I dedicated, with the help of Sunshine Bookshop, a collection of poetry called Translations, a chapbook of poetry, to him. He came to the launch up at Gabriel Woods Mall. Wasn't scheduled to speak, but he got up, and he made some remarks. And I realized Derek had been reading my work, and he got the work right. I've been using that as a blurb on my books, what he said about what he saw as my approach to writing, and he got it right. So he was a scrupulous writer. Yes, because I tried to get it exactly right, and I learned that from him. So he may not say much. Don't expect him to be always commenting on your work or to be praising you, hugging. He was a very bluff, gruff kind of man. Many people didn't like him. They thought him too rough, too, not friendly enough. But he wasn't that kind of man, But he was generous in his own kind of way. So if you're looking for him to be, come by and talk to you or whatever it is, don't look for that. When he's ready to move, he get up and walk off. And so we got to know him over the years as a theatre director over the years, directing the Trinidad Theatre Workshop. He was known to be a tough guy. He would curse people off. If you turn up at rehearsal late, you're going to hear about it. So the only way you turn up to rehearsal late is if your mother dead. But the high quality of the work of Trinidad Theatre Workshop, which parallels the work of the Jamaica Dance Company with Rex Nettleford, they still remain, for us, standards in terms of theatre and dance in the Caribbean. And my own generation, we grew up under the tutelage, as it were, of Derek Walcott and Kamau Brathwaite, the Barbadian poet, and of course Rex Nettleford in dance. Because these guys set the standard and they worked hard at what they were doing. You don't get a Nobel Prize by just relaxing on a beach, liming or talking with the guys. You put your bottom to the seat and you work hard at great sacrifice. Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, this again is a reflection of Sir Derek Walcott. And as Jamaica Kincaid said during her presentation not too long ago, he's our Homer. And I know, Mr. Lee, you have a tribute that you'd like to read, your own personal poem about Sir Derek. And this is how we're going to let you off this morning.
Okay. Derek, when he was 75, I wrote a poem, a long poem called Line for him. It was for a magazine that's called Callaloo. So I'm going to read you an excerpt from Line, just one section of it. It was called Line for Derek at 75. And there's an epigraph from Derek Walcott, which I started. And Derek's line is this: to every line, there's a time and a season. When have I not measured this land by your lines? When have I not tracked blue smoke pits to the river stone roots by your metaphor? When have I not walked, Walcott, by your fire-scorched love, through uptown lanes of old castries, strolled the revolving corners of Chaussee, Coral, Brogley, Victoria? You leave us your covenants with the everlasting fretworked eaves of Riverside Road, Gommier Canots and their men from Dauphin to Vieux-Fort, the epiphanic groves of Monrepos, the stone chapel of Rivière Dorée, the turning leaves whispering of Methodist hymnals on Chisel Street. It's what's left at the end of the line, I imagine you insisting, that scans our lives, marks our season's faith, and amortizes all indentured loans. Thank you, Derek.
All right, so thank you as well, Mr. Lee, for that beautiful piece. And again, sorry, this morning, family, thank you for joining us. Perfect setting. We could not have done it any better than being a true Caribbean setting. So enjoy the backgrounds of Castries here and have a great morning.
Thank you.